So let's go down to your question. By the way, you had a letter. Was it last week or this week
about the Christmas presents?
Christmas presents.
Was that what it was? While I was talking about, he was like, he had a question. He says, "Hey, I can listen to you guys in K100 Talks.
Yeah.
You need to expand that." Well, why wouldn't you ask a question that would generate debate that we could talk about in the mailbag question instead of like saying asking us a stupid Christmas present question?
Well, am I allowed to? Because every time I send an email, but then I get heat from Husey for not making it clickbait material.
Conan, what is the number one thing we want in the mailbag? Keep it short. Ask a question.
A grip.
And if you ask it, we don't even care what the question is. Just keep it short. Ask a question, and we'll answer the question.
Right, you're a friend of the show. You and I'm. Not, what are you being shy about, Mike?
Yeah. No, only one question too.
Two compliments.
Yeah.
I don't time mine right, so they're spaced out long enough so I don't get canceled. But I think this will.
I like how Durbin tries to get mileage out of his tattoos by always wearing no sleeves to make sure everybody sees his work. You know.
Yo, this is a
very disco shirt.
This is a self. I designed this, Conan.
Yeah, it's custom.
And you want to see what my next T-shirt's going to be?
I can't see it that well.
It's a Disco Inferno shirt.
You can sell those, by the way. I don't care. Just give me.
I'll send you the design. I'll send you the design. You put it on your site.
You can sell. Just call. You can sell them.
All right, I'll give you all the money. Conan, this is my next.
Give me all the money. You can
he does that. He sells a Husey shirt and he makes about $2-3 a month off it. So he'll make some money for you.
This is my next T-shirt.
2-3. That design right there, Durbin.
Yeah,
you could literally make dozens of dollars selling that.
Conan, what do you think of this one?
It's all right. Looks like I'm sad because I can't find weed.
How about this one? This one's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just smoked some, so I put some glasses on. I like that one.
Yeah.
Why do I not have a mouth?
That's the style of it. That's the style of the.
You got the face.
Like that's the alien look, huh?
Yeah.
Is that the binary look?
Yeah.
Is that Meltzer?
Man?
That's your Uncle Dave, Conan.
That's Meltzer.
Wow. Uncle Dave, Dexter, Gin and Juice, and Molly Meltzer.
Definitely Dexter.
Is that Sean Spears?
That's close enough.
That's Wangling. That's Wingling.
Yeah.
Wangling.
Is Dave Wangling the guy that you do the Get My Go thing over?
Yeah.
I'd rock that on a shirt.
Yeah.
What is
the
that?
action figure? The action figure one.
Cool mastermind.
That's a cool.
Yeah. Put a boner on it. You'll sell to the AEW fans.
Wow.
You got skills, Mike.
Thank you.
Well, we got the next question.
All right. My question is.
Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. I thought you asked.
No. Conan.
Trying to take you off. Did you see Mike?
I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize.
He's already trying to bring somebody else on. But
no, Conan. All these AEW wrestlers, right? The ones that are really green, they botch a lot on TV.
Right.
You know, you can tell they haven't had a lot of matches.
Right.
Every weekend, I see the majority of them on Instagram. You know, I'm on a flight to wherever, and then they go do these comic book conventions and these fan fests,
Right.
and they make their money, and God bless them for making their money. But wouldn't it be a better use of their time to go book themselves at an indie somewhere and get a match in, get some reps? I mean, these people are wrestling maybe once a week.
The problem is that most of the guys today are their own biggest fans.
Yeah.
And they're reading into all, everybody tells them, oh, you're going to be the next this guy. You're going to be the next this guy. Or they should be pushing you. You're great. And they believe all this. By the same token, if you talk bad about them, they melt like a snowflake. But, there's more to this game than just trying to put yourself over. You just got to get better. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, they're trying to make extra cash. Good for them. But, maybe they should be out there, getting more reps.
I mean, you got an indie in every city in every weekend somewhere. You can book yourself, but you
can do a match and then afterwards do a signing. You're still going to make money, but they're also, most of them are nerds, so they pop when they go to these nerd conventions.
You can either buy the comics and play.
Yeah, they know all the. You know what I'm saying? Like that's their culture. They're nerds, and now they're actually in a convention full of other nerds, and they get to meet their heroes or whoever writes the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the way you guys got so good was you guys wrestled at least 4 or 5 nights a week.
Right.
Full matches. These guys are doing 2-minute matches on Dark and Elevation. They're lucky to get a TV match on Rampage or Dynamite. It's like, dude, they're not wrestling, so how are they going to get better? If you're the guy, if you're backstage, Conan, wouldn't you tell them, wrestle somewhere, go somewhere and work?
I would definitely tell them that if I saw that's all they were doing, just doing comic book convention and not going out there and doing matches, I would tell them, bro, I think you need to stop this or split it a little bit more, but you need to get more reps and you're never going to get better at what you do, because at the end of the day, there is no substitute for experience.
Yeah. Okay. Glenn, any comment? What was the question?
With the people, of course, they need to work. These guys, that's why they're green. You're
Yeah.
green because you haven't had a lot of experience. You become not green by gaining experience. You only get experience by wrestling in front of people.
You know, I think they should do. They should
everything
take,
you do in you know, and then that's the thing is that these guys, you know, they learn in training to call everything before they go out there, and they do it in the ring, you know, with no fans. But they repeat that process every time they go to an indie show. What you need to do is learn to call it in the ring, practice calling it in the ring, and then go in front of people and call it in the ring, because you can work off the reactions of the people and see the way they're reacting and decide what to call next. That's a worker.
Bro, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Mike. If you talk to any good comic, most of them will tell you, most of them. I mean, there's guys that got there incredibly quick like Eddie Murphy, right? But that's at 1%. But most of them, they're working like 10 years before they basically get their shtick down. You know, their timing, what works, what doesn't work, how to read a crowd, how to ad-lib, all that. And I remember when Chavo Guerrero, and I've said this story, and I'm going to make it very short, when I first met him, and he was my idol, and I'd been in the business like 4 years, and he goes, yeah, it's going to take you about 10 years to learn the business. And I was so full of that I thought to myself, 10 years, I practically know it already, because when I came into the business, I was that 1% guy that started on top, and I was selling out and all this. And so, but bro, when I look back, it took me about 10 years to learn what the I was doing, how to work the crowd.
I would disagree with that for you.
Yeah.
I think you learn. I think you learn before that, because here's where you learn.
Yeah.
Is when you're working, you didn't work a lot. Maybe it is true, because you were just green. You just jumped right into the business, started working on top, right? So,
Right.
But like most guys that work in the indies,
But I'm talking about the.
But
wait a minute. Let me just finish. I'm talking about the totality of it.
Right.
How to work the crowd, how to punch somebody and make it look real without hurting them, how to sell, how to remember your high spots. You know, everything.
So here's where I learned my most.
Yeah.
Okay, I worked indies, and I would work Scotty Riggs a lot. We work on indie. We work each other and stuff. I was working other indie guys. Every now and then, you'd get like I'd wrestle Tracy Smothers. Oh, I get to work Tracy Smothers. I'm gonna learn something. So you learn a little bit. Then I'd be work indie guys. And then I worked Bobby Fulton. Oh, hey, you learn a little bit of everything, right? So then I work Terry Taylor on the indies. You know, and so okay, you learn. So, but you're not really learning a lot against the other indie guys. Well, then you get to WCW, and like I was still green when I started WCW, but bro, we're working against the most elite wrestlers on the planet, because these are the guys that have been elevated onto the main stage. I learned so much my first year working 180 days on the road against the best guys, these were the best of the indie guys, and now they were professionals, and we were working with all. That's where you learn. That's where I learned my most. If you watch my work and just watch a random match from every year of my career, and if you watch the difference between year 1 and like year 4, completely different worker. Like I just got more comfortable working with professional wrestlers and guys that are the best in the business. You know.
Well, here's my point. It took me about 10 years, I would say, where I really felt comfortable in the ring, and I thought I was a ring general, and you could do anything. I could do any. So around 8 to 10 years. And all I'm saying is, this is an art like anything else, and you got to learn how to do it. You know. So a lot of these young cats that are out there, going to these comic book conventions because they like being at comic book conventions, or they just, they should be spending more time, getting their reps in. Because, bro, there is no substitute for that.
Thank you.
All right.